What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm your host, Jordan Green-Ellis. And for those who do not know me, I want to first say welcome. And I want to thank you for joining tonight's live broadcast. I am an award-winning inspirational speaker, educational consultant, and author. My entire professional background, post-college, has been in education. And I want to say that the reason why I stuck in education, well, prior to me speaking full time, I think the reason why I stuck in education for as long as I did, because I really have a passion for mentoring and empowering students. I started teaching right out of college, and I taught high school. And as you can clearly see, I have a baby face, and I do not shave, right? I have a baby face, and I taught high school, man, and it was rough. It was very, very, very rough, to say the least. At the beginning, I was like their third teacher in that school year, and I looked like them. Not like, well, race-wise, yes, but I looked like a high school student. And so there was definitely a power struggle. And so I had to figure out how to connect with them. And so that became like one of my, how do I say it? That became one of my aces in the hole. It became like my strong suit, so much so that I had developed such great relationships with my students that I became their dad. Second dad is what many of them call me. Even to this day. And so that kind of stuck with me throughout my tenure in education as a teacher and working in higher ed. I still have great relationships with many of those students, even from my first year in teaching, right? They still, reach out to me, and we still connect, and I still help to mentor them along the way. So I give you that background to kind of give the foundation of what this show is going to be. Furthermore, I have to confess something to you. You ready? I don't like bullies. I know. You're like, what the heck are you talking about? I'll make it plain. I really don't like bullies, but I feel like many of our young people, our young students, are getting bullied. Yeah. And it's not the big bad Johnny, at the playground, or I don't know, somebody from around the way. It's social media. It's culture. It's the narrative that's often presented that corners our students and our babies at a very young age to where they feel like they don't have any other options. Excuse me. And so this show, or at least for now, exists so that your babies, our babies, can get exposed to something different. I think that the only way to really combat what everybody else says is right and what else is true, and to really combat the feeling of being cornered as if there's only one way to look, one way to dress, one way to act. Like there's this, all right, here's an example. Like a lot of people think that disrespect is cool, right? But it's only cool on social media. That don't work in real life. And I feel like a lot of our babies are getting the short end of the stick because they're figuring out far too late that life is not what I thought it was based on what I've learned via social media. I'm sorry. I'm not intending to be super polished or etiquette. I'm not intending to be super polished or have such a great presentation in this part. I just want you to hear my heart, man. I have a real passion for mentoring people. And so if you have a teenager in particular, right, if you're, college age student, you have a student that's in college, or somebody, right, I want you to share this live with them. I think that the only way that this will be impactful and really accomplish the goal of exposing our young people to something better. Ultimately, it's something better. I'll be bold and say that it's better, right? I know that what we see is enticing. It looks good. It sounds good, right? But I've come to understand through my own experience and through my professional career that many people are finding out far too late that social media is not what they actually think it is. It's not real life. And what this is going to be is a compilation of different talk topics and things that I think that are extremely relevant. I am a professional speaker, though it may not seem like it, as I've stammered through. Just did it again. As I've stammered through this intro, that's really too long. I don't intend for this to be as long in the episodes moving forward. But how this is going to go is I'm going to come on every week, and I'm going to, give some sort of intro like this, the topic we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to show you a clip of me speaking. And so today, it really kind of goes along with, what we're talking about, right? I was speaking at an institution, I think this was last August 22. And I was in the middle of my presentation, and some of the students thought that, I'm sorry. I was in the middle of the presentation, and there was a part where I was acknowledging the administrators of the school. This is a high school. And some of the students thought that it was okay to boo the administrators. And for those that do not know me, I'll just say it like this: I ain't with it at all. Not in the least bit. I'm not with it. And so I took the time to address what happened right in front of me. And I want you to take a look at it. After that little clip, there's a key, what I call keys, right? I'm sorry. I should have planned this out a little bit better. Charge my head, not my heart. I love good presentations, but I want y'all to really hear my heart today. In my presentations, I give what are called keys, because in life, there are levels that we are supposed to get to, right? Many of us, all of us, in fact, come to this earth with potential, but not all of us fulfill it. I'm inclined to believe it is because of the lack of information, inspiration, and exposure. And so that's what this show will be all about, particularly for my babies. If you get to a place in your life where you feel like you're locked out and you can't get through, you don't need what you think you need. You need a key. That key could be motivation. It could be inspiration. It could be information. It could be a mentor. It could be a gambit of different things. And we're going to talk about that today. So watch this clip where the students booed the administrator, and I took some time to really deal with it. And I want you to reflect on what's being said, right? Our culture does not value wisdom. Our culture, especially for our babies, they do not value wisdom. And it's becoming ever so detrimental. Maybe it's always been, but I'm tired of it. So this is my effort to combat that ever so present narrative that our babies get. Take a look at this clip, and then I'll be back to chat with you in just a few moments.
Excuse me. Oh, sir, I got you. I got you. I'm about to handle this right now. If you can hear my voice clap twice. If you can hear my voice clap 3 times. If you can hear my voice clap once. If you can hear my voice clap twice. If you can hear my voice clap 3 times. Let me be real with y'all. We just talked about what? C's what? And one of them is respect, right? Regardless of what you think of the person that's next to you, you owe them your respect. Because I guarantee, if someone disrespected you, you probably wouldn't like it. So if you don't want to be disrespected by anyone or by anything, I would challenge you to exude what it is that you desire. All of you guys are in upper school and you're old enough. You have your own mind, your own will, and your own emotions. You can choose to do whatever it is that you want to do. Can't nobody force you to do anything. But what you will not do, as long as I'm here, and you can feel how you want to feel, you will not disrespect anyone that is put in this place to help you get where you're supposed to go. And let me tell you why. Because there is a teacher shortage in your city of about 650 teachers. That means the people that are here for you every day choose to be here. They could be working in the laboratory. They could be working in another sector in life. They could be earning more money, but they choose you. Can I tell you this? Everybody in here, I'm sure that you want to be chosen. You want to be respected. And so what you don't do is disrespect and or dishonor the people that choose you. You don't do that. The people that love you, you don't treat them like dirt. You don't disrespect them. You may not like what they do all the time. That's fine. You're becoming a young adult, but you don't disrespect them. And so while I'm here, the reason why I sound so stern, and you may not have heard somebody speak like me, I promise you I'm not trying to disrespect you. I want to impress a point upon you, because learning the skill, the soft skill of respect, even when you don't feel like it, is something that's not only going to get you employed, but keep you employed. It's not only going to get you a college acceptance, but it's going to allow you to start the business. And we're talking about that respect thing right now. And some people aren't getting it. But I promise you, as long as I'm here, I don't just do this just because I want to. I do this because I know without doubt that there is something special inside of each and every one of you. Something that you yourself are called to do while you're living and breathing on this earth. Only you can do it. If you want to be successful, hands high, real quick. If you want to be successful, hands high. All right, hands down. Can I tell you that no one that is successful stumbles upon success? They work towards it. I would really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it if we could cut down the sidebar, because there are people in here who really actually want to learn something. I need you to understand this, because when you leave the threshold of these doors, they're going to be open. But in life, not every door is going to be open for you. If the doors are locked, if the doors are closed, you don't need motivation. You don't even need skills. What you need are keys. You need the key to unlock the door. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you a few keys, and they will be powerful so long as you implement them. They will be useful so long as you use the key to unlock the door. If you want to have a successful school year, and if you want to have a successful life, I implore you, I urge you to lock in with me for the next few moments. Awesome. This is a picture of my wife to the right and my family, my parents and my brother to the left. I need you to understand this. I need you to understand this. Just like we talked about who remembers the first key? What's the first key? Strategy. Good. I love it. What's the second key? Tenacity. Good. The third key is another word, but I want to explain it like this. The third key is to remember. The third key is to remember. I need you to remember your reason why. And I need you to remember how far you've come. For those of y'all in the front, can y'all see what this is? What is this? It's a giraffe. It's a little giraffe. Now, this little giraffe is something that I have on my ready at all times. Sorry, it was my clicker, y'all. It was something that I keep at my ready all the time, because this reminds me of my reason why. This is my wife's favorite animal. And so when I see this giraffe, when I feel it in my pocket, I can remember who it is that I'm responsible for and responsible to. I can remember my reason why I go so hard. I can remember my reason why I do what I'm supposed to do, so that I can provide scholarships out of my own pocket for people. You've got to have a reason why. If it's your parents, let it be your parents. If it's a sibling, let it be your sibling. Let me teach you how to find your reason why. Think about the people that have made sacrifices for you to be where you are. If you know somebody made a sacrifice for you to be here, then you need to act like it. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. I'm going to suggest it, right? You need to act like somebody made a sacrifice for you to be here. Because there's somebody, maybe you're even sitting next to them, that hasn't been afforded the same opportunity. I work with the school district in East Cleveland, Ohio, much like Baltimore City. I did a financial aid seminar. I gave away a scholarship, right? And I picked a kid. It was a random drawing. I picked a kid from East Cleveland. The reason why he was entered into the scholarship is because his mother showed up to the seminar. He didn't show up, but his mama showed up. And he wound up winning the scholarship. Do you know that about 7 weeks later, his mother passed away? Hear what I'm telling you. I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm not trying to bring down the mood, but I am telling you that there is someone that you may not even have the knowledge of right now out there that's rooting on you, rooting for you, making sacrifices so that you can be successful. And can I tell you something else? The gentleman doesn't even want to go to college. It could be because he's going through some things in his life, but I personally talked to him. He didn't even want it. Can I tell you that you have to remember the reason why you're doing what you're doing, because it's way bigger than you? How many of you know, by a show of hands, that somebody is sacrificing for you to be here? Hands raised. Come on, extend your elbow. Raise your hand high. I want you to be proud. And here's what I need you to do. I need you to remember them. Listen to me. I need you to remember them Every time you have the opportunity to choose something that you know you're not supposed to be into. Can I tell you that it's easy to follow, but it's harder to be a leader? Especially when people are around you that are cool. Ain't no cool in the school of life. It's successful and unsuccessful. It's wins and losses, or wins and lessons. If you want to cut down on your L's, then you've got to learn how to be a leader. You've got to learn how to go your own way. And so the third key is I need you to remember. I need you to remember your reason why. And I need you to remember how far you come.
I know. You're like, wow, that was... Well, I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think about that clip. Tell me what you think. Drop it in the comment section below. I really sincerely hope that you heard my heart in that. For those who don't know, I'm an education baby. Oh, I'm sorry. Shout out to Hartwick College, the Hartwick Hawks. I did a handful of events for them with them last year. They are a private institution up there in Oneonta, New York. Shout out to Hartwick. I'm going to be repping schools. So if you want me to rep your school, high school, college, organization, Trio, shout out to Trio, whatever, supplementary educational organization, send me your shirt and I got you. But I really hope that you heard my heart. Kind of like what I was, telling you. Personally, the way that I was raised, if my parents would have found out that I booed somebody who was set in place to make me better and to, serve me on a regular basis, they would be appalled. And so maybe you feel like you don't know how to communicate that otherwise tough message to your scholar, to your baby. Show them this video, right? Because I think that a lot of times, right, and in many cases where we find that disconnect with our scholars as they are emerging in age and as they're getting older and getting to that college age, the disconnect is because they haven't been exposed to a new way of thinking. I'm just saying, right? They have to be exposed to an alternative option. Because if we don't tell them how to think, they're going to do and think how they think, right? No. I'm not saying control them. I'm saying expose them to a new way of thinking. Do you know that if you put a certain type of shark in a fish tank, it'll only grow a few inches? But if you take that same exact shark and put it in an ocean, the way and the amount that it could grow to is almost, let me not say immeasurably different, but significantly larger. We're doing our babies a disservice by not exposing them to a new way to think. It's not cool to disrespect the people that love you. It's not cool to disrespect the people that care for you. Whether or not they tell you, if they show up, that means something. I can go deeper and deeper, but I'm going to save some for next week. Listen, I sincerely hope that you've learned something. And again, this will not be impactful without you. So I thank you so much for tuning in. And I want to ask humbly that you share this with somebody who you know needs it. My name is Jordan Green-Ellis. I sincerely thank you again for tuning in to Thursday Night Live. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Green-Ellis Live. Tell somebody to tell somebody and tell somebody else that Thursday Night Live is where you need to be. Every single Thursday at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. depending on where you are. Anyway, follow me on social media and you can stay in tune and you can stay tuned in, rather, I should say, with what all is going on here with Jordan Green-Ellis. All right, I'm signing out, but I'll see you next week.